we're on this week. The Offspring and Radiohead will be in here. How are you, Drew?
I'm fine. How are you, Adam?
Good. Remember last night how I was telling you I never smell?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm smelling now.
But just because because you're actually sniffing and trying to see if there is a smell, and there is?
No, I always sniff. I'm a huge fan of my own self, in the sense that emanate from me.
For the lack therein. For our listeners' sake, we were out to dinner last night. One of the rare occasions.
Yes.
And you get along with my wife? Is that all right?
She listening?
Yeah.
Listen. All right. No. Yeah, go ahead.
Seem fine.
Listen, I love your wife.
Okay.
You know, I'm not married to her, and that's why I love her. You, on the other hand, have an amazing tolerance. You probably hold your hand over an open flame for 10 minutes and not feel any pain. Would you, Drew?
I'd feel pain.
All right. Anyway.
You made the comment that you will not change clothing you not shower for 3 days.
Right.
And would go out and box, let the T-shirt dry, go out to lunch with a friend, and then come in here at night.
Right.
And that there would be no scent attached to that.
Right. I
don't believe it.
But once in a while, it just comes out as if I had some sort of pit graft from an Israeli guy who was working on transmissions all day.
Did you have any of that garlic crab last night? Whatever that's.
No. I could never really connect it to anything other than I was lying in bed last night and I was going, my God, there's a rugby team in this room somewhere. I looked under the bed, I looked around, and I realized the scent was emanating from my own pit.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, boy, don't I feel foolish. I just told Drew and his lovely wife, Susan, that I never smell. And I noticed it tonight, too. Maybe that's you. Is that you?
No, it's not me.
Well, I had a little thing going on last night, so
this was hot.
I stand corrected. Yeah, we went to the movie awards last night for MTV, and as usual, I had a nice froth going on my brow.
I even did. It was so hot.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I don't know why heat. It follows me and then mocks me wherever I go. It is hot.
It was a good show.
Yeah.
And it was my favorite part of the whole evening was meeting a lot of the people from our affiliates. Radio affiliates, really.
All right,
it was nice. And I think we're going to visit a lot of these places this summer.
Oh, we are, Drew. All right, that's good radio. All right, so Rhonda Shear will be in here. Anything else? Oh, I just wanted to say this, and it has nothing to do with LoveLine or Drew or anything we've discussed thus far. But as I was driving to the studio tonight, I was coming down a hill, and a guy pulled a U-turn in front of me. I don't mind people doing illegal maneuvers in cars. I oftentimes will applaud it. I like when somebody breaks the law. It sort of takes the attention off you. You figure if there's you may be speeding, but this guy is swerving and he's got a 12-pack on the roof of the car.
You don't feel so guilty.
And if there's a cop around, he's getting stopped first. But here's what freaks me out. When people do an illegal maneuver and then don't back it up with acceleration. This guy pulls a U-turn. I'm coming down the hill. I'm not barreling, but the speed limit is 25. I'm doing 33 or something.
He does an illegal maneuver in order to get in your way.
He does an illegal maneuver. He almost kills a nursery full of kids.
Right. And
but then all of a sudden turns into Ma Kettle when he gets in front of me.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, if you're going to break the law, don't bend it. Break it. Accelerate. Because what you did, the maneuver you just did was already good. Dick Buttons was holding up a 10. I mean, it was already good for 3 or 4 tickets and possibly impounding something at this point. Now you're going 27 miles an hour. And I came right up on the guy's back bumper, and he gave me that hand, what do you want me to do hand.
Ugh.
And I'm thinking, just accelerate. That's all. Like when you're driving down the street and someone turns right in front of you and they don't even slow down and the signal's red for them and it's green for you and you're going through the intersection.
They hurry to get in front of you.
They're in such a hurry to get in front of you. And then all of a sudden, they're driving like they're in a funeral procession.
Right, horrible.
So all you people out there who are going to break the law with illegal maneuvers behind the wheel, I applaud it. Would you just back it up with some goddamn acceleration? That's it.
Right.
That's all. If you're going to drive ballsy. But get on it a little bit. All right. All right, Drew, let's go to the phones.
Let's
Sean, 22.
What's going on?
Hey. All right, now I'm hanging up on Sean. Let's go to the next one. I put him back on hold because it was a too slow response. Clive, 23.
Hello.
Hi, Clive.
Hi. Whatever. This is long-time listener, third-time caller.
All right.
Yeah, and each time I've gotten Lisa at the phone, and every time someone calls, they say something nice about you or about Drew, but I want to plug Lisa. She's really cool.
I'd like to plug her, too.
That's not what I meant.
If she ever falls asleep in there, Ann, tell me. Thank you.
No, you guys got cool reception, and I imagine, like all good underlings, they are underappreciated.
Oh, well, they are. Certainly financially, but at least emotionally by Drew and myself.
Well, my question, by the way, I have the utmost respect for Dr. Drew, not just for putting up with Adam every night, but also for being a good doctor. And my question's for him.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's on orthocycline, birth control.
Yeah.
And she told me it's 98% effective. I'm wondering what that means. Does that mean that
I think it's actually about 99.6, somewhere around in there.
What does that mean? Does that mean over the course of a year, for like 0.4 out of 100 women get pregnant?
Right.
Or
That's correct.
out of a year?
Well, no, out of a year, 4 women out of 100 get pregnant, right? Didn't you say 96%?
No, 98.
No, 99.6.
Oh, 99.6.
So it's like less than one woman.
So out of 1,000 women, 4 would get pregnant?
I suppose you could take any unit of time you wanted to use. I mean...
any unit of time?
How about 1 billion years, Drew?
I'm not sure what they were measured against. Good question. I suspect it's probably a year.
I mean, it's kind of a concern.
Maybe it's a cycle. Maybe it's 30 days.
So we don't know, huh?
Well, what are you worried about, Clive?
Well, it's something to worry about. I mean,
It's almost zero.
Clive, why don't you worry about being stung by man of war or something while you're at it?
Well, I thought you of all people would understand that. You're always touting about the genitalia conduction. You just say, I want to keep mine. So
he doesn't want to be one of your collectees.
Well, here's the deal, Clive. Someone who is as concerned about conception as you are will not impregnate someone.
Well, we're only using no condoms.
You don't need the if you are not trying to protect yourself against a sexually transmitted disease, you do not need to use a condom. Also, I'm trying to. All
right, but let's not get mired in the numbers here, Drew.
Well, it's reasonable he's thinking it through, but the fact is it's close to zero.
If you're on the oral contraceptive pill and you take it as prescribed, you're not going to get pregnant.
Correct.
Okay, that's all we need to know. Sean, 22.
I'm here.
All right.
My problem is I've been sleeping with my brother's girlfriend.
For how long?
About 3 times now.
How long has she been his girlfriend?
About 2 months.
How old's your brother?
19.
And she's coming by the house?
Yeah, she comes by.
Are you living at home?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing your brother's living at home?
Yep.
And your folks still living at home?
Yep.
Okay. And
I'm boinking her.
Really?
Yep.
Now, where's your brother when this is going down?
Like, she'll come over and she'll just kick it. And I'll offer her something to drink. So one time she just came on to me.
Where's your brother?
Well, he's not home. Like, she'll just pop up sometimes.
Oh, I see.
What's her deal? I mean, is this a mess?
I don't know. She's weird.
Well, yeah. But you need to get a control of yourself, Sean. I mean, this is...
No?
You don't mind doing this to your brother's girlfriend?
Not really.
Okay.
Why are you calling then?
Because I want to know what's her problem. What do you think's wrong with her? Why
I think she was probably abused, and she is hypersexual for some reason. She's looking for validation, and she is used to abuse, and you guys are providing it very nicely. Unfortunately...
That's nice, Drew. Maybe she's in love with Sean.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're doing it in such a way as to really put your relationship with your brother in jeopardy.
No, it's cool.
It's cool?
My brother wouldn't flip out.
He wouldn't. He doesn't have serious feelings for her?
I don't think so.
Well, how do you know?
Down at the way they act. They're always bitching and fighting.
Yeah. Well, many couples that are very involved bitch and fight a lot.
They do it like every day.
All right. So
why is he with her if he doesn't want
your rationale is it's okay to have sex with my brother's boyfriend because they don't get along, or girlfriend because they don't get along that well.
Kind of, yeah.
Have you ever done anything like this before?
No.
Did you get along with your brother?
Yeah.
What are you living at home for?
Because I haven't got a place yet.
All right. Don't wise off, Sean.
I think that's that concrete thinking.
You don't have a place in the south of France that you keep, one in Manhattan and another one in L.A., and you just the Learjet has not been fueled up or something? Yeah. I know you don't have another place. I suppose I'd ask you, why don't you have a car? Why don't you drive? Would you answer, because I don't have a car?
Probably.
Okay. Well, that's good concrete thinking. Why don't you have a place?
Because I can't afford it right now.
What are you doing? Going to junior college?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, see, why didn't you start the call with that so we knew what we were dealing with?
Well, I don't know.
All right. What do you... But seriously, you really sound...
depressed.
Yeah, I am really depressed.
Yeah, why are you so depressed?
Just everything.
What's everything?
I don't know. There's a lot of things.
Give us a few.
I swear to God, I'm going to hang up on you, Sean.
Sean, you got to be more expressive with your answers. You got to give us more information. What are these things?
Well, I don't even have my own place yet, and I'm 22. You know, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. I mean, you think you're taking this out on your brother a little bit?
No.
How about your relationship with your parents? What's that like?
No, it sucks. It's not a good relationship.
What's the problem there?
I don't know. My mom always accuses me of using drugs and stuff.
Do you do drugs?
Yeah, I use bud, marijuana.
Every day.
Yeah, practically.
Yeah.
All right. So
I mean, that's Sean. If you really want the honest truth, and I deal with.
I don't even know if it's an accusation if you actually are doing the drugs.
Right. She's harping on the fact that you do drugs all the time.
That's a better way of putting it.
But Sean, let me I'm just going to give you my observations, and this is not to judge you, and this is not to come down on you the way your mom does. But I deal with people that smoke pot every day an awful lot, and I see them down the line a few years. And
don't you work at Los Encinas?
Yeah, and without exception, job is the number one thing that people who are addicted to marijuana have trouble with. Getting a job together, keeping a job, getting out of bed in the morning. It ultimately becomes the issue. And it will eventually make you depressed also, and then not having a life makes you depressed.
All right, so what came first, the depression or the bong? The world may never know. There's a lot of 22-year-olds who are depressed. I was depressed when I was 22. Thankfully, my parents had the foresight to kick me out of the house when I was 19. And then you will survive. I mean, I wanted to get stoned and sleep till noon every day. It's just I couldn't. I'd be sleeping in a dumpster after a couple of weeks. Sean, you need to rally. That's about it. You know what you need to do? You're depressed. Forget about this junior college. Go get yourself a full-time job and move out of the house.
Yes, you need that, but it's not going to happen until you stop smoking pot. And that's
part of rallying,
and
Drew.
That's not going to happen unless you get some help with that.
Catherine, 19.
Hi. I'm a little nervous.
That's right.
I'm obsessed with a 37-year-old man, and it's causing a lot of difficulties in my life right now. I can hardly go to work because I can't get up in the morning. I'm also a manic depressive, and I feel like going out to his house right now, and it's midnight.
Is this somebody you had a relationship with? Or?
No, I haven't.
Does he know who you are?
Huh?
Does he know who you are?
Yeah, he knows who I am. I met him through a classified ad looking for a songwriter, and the relationship started out pretty good, but then he all of a sudden went cold on me one day, and I don't handle rejection very well.
What do you mean the relationship went pretty well? Were you guys dating?
No, it started out with, we would make sexual references to each other, and I don't know, we shared each other's dreams and things like that. It was really good for about 2 months, and then...
You shared your own dreams with him?
Yeah, and he shared his with mine. That's what's going on right now. I'm still helping him to try to get into the music business.
Oh, his dreams.
Yes.
Not literally, but
No.
his dreams, his ambitions, his goals. So he told you he was interested in music, and you said likewise.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was a lot more than that.
Right. All right, so you were sort of bonding away with him, but he wasn't really bonding away with you.
No, one day he just...
and you guys slept together?
No, he just came out and said that he was old enough to be my father, and that basically we were only going to have a business relationship.
All right, that meant he wasn't attracted to you.
Exactly.
But maybe he's a decent guy, you never know. Although he is trying to get in the music industry, and I don't care what end of the music industry you're trying to get into, I'm guessing he just wasn't attracted to you.
All right.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, so there you go. He's not attracted to you. There are guys out there who aren't attracted to you. And then there are plenty of guys who are attracted to you. And then there are the drunk guys who don't care. Your job is to find B and C of the group I mentioned.
Right. I'm dating right now. That's not the issue. the issue is that I just, it's really hard to handle this. This has happened before, and I got put in a psychiatric institution for it.
Because you became depressed, or what happened?
Because I became obsessed and started stalking the guy.
Well, was that a manic episode last time?
Yeah, it was.
You sound a little manic to me now. And are you on your medications?
No, I haven't been for 6 weeks.
Okay, why don't you get on your meds? And lo and behold, some of this obsession may settle down by itself.
His chest will get smaller, his ass will get wider.
Well, it's amazing how dependent bipolars are on their biology. It's just phenomenal.
Why aren't you on your meds, Catherine?
Because I think I can handle my life without him.
Yeah, it's also amazing how frequently bipolars convince themselves they sort of miss their
Hold on, let's take a vote on that. Drew, can she handle her life without the meds?
Not right now.
Okay.
Need the medicines, Catherine. Get on them before you do end up back in the hospital. And it would not be so much that this relationship has gone bad so much as your biology has gone off, and you weren't harboring it. You weren't bridling it in any way with the medication that helps so much with this disease. It's amazing.
All right, get back on the meds and stop obsessing on this guy. Think back to the other guy you're obsessing on and realize this is the same thing. It has nothing to do with the guy. It has everything to do with the obsession and the energy. Tricia, 16.
Yeah.
Hey.
I have a slight problem. Me and my friend Stacy, okay, I liked this guy for a long time at school. His name is Justin. Every chick has liked him, popular guy and stuff like that.
Sure. I remember what it was like.
And me and my friend Stacy, we went to this park, and he was playing basketball with his friend Keith. And we were all just joking around and stuff. They were like, well, let's go back to Keith's house and grab something to eat. So we went in there, and we ended up in the basement. And then we ended up in the bedroom. And we were, basically, me and my friend Stacy being passed around like cheap whores in the bedroom. And then the next day, he acted like he didn't even know us. He just said, hi, what's up, blah,
This is
blah,
a
blah.
guy doing this?
Yeah. And we were just, that time he used a condom. And so did, the other guy didn't have sex with my friend, though.
Wait a minute, the other guy...
He didn't have sex with my friend Stacy.
But he did with you.
Well, no, we were just fooling around, but I had sex with the guy named Justin.
And he had a condom on.
Yes.
All right.
And then the next day,
Why didn't you just say the other guy didn't have sex?
I don't know, I'm stupid.
Oh, okay. Well, no, don't beat yourself up.
The more significant question is, why didn't you get yourself out of there? If you really felt cheap and used.
Well, we didn't feel like we'd been used at that time. We were like, yeah, we are so cool, this is every girl's dream.
Well, now, what was the dream you thought you were having? I want other women and I want men to understand what a woman is thinking when you get in a situation like that.
Well, see, we were thinking, wow, they like us,
Right, and what's going to happen?
Yeah, well, we don't know.
But what did you think was going to happen?
We thought that maybe they would end up liking us and wanting to go out with us. Too bad we thought wrong.
So you would be a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Did you have fantasies that it might be more than that?
Yeah.
Like what?
And not that we would get married, though. Not like that.
True, for a guy who hates lawyers, you sure sound like one at times.
But the point I'm trying to make is, for a guy, you know what he's actually thinking?
What?
Adam, go ahead.
He is high-fiving his own scrotum. Have you ever done that, Drew?
No.
Let me tell you what the guy's fantasy is. It's reality. He's living it.
But did it have anything to do with relationships?
No.
Or Tricia, or marriage, or anything?
Let me explain what's going on with the guy. It is he is waited in a long line at Disneyland or any other amusement park. He's waited for hours in line. He's just boarded onto the cart. He's been hoisted up the hill with the chain. He's at the very top, and he's now zinging down the other side with his hands in the air, screaming as loud as he can. Now, he's thinking this is the greatest thing ever. Does he want to work at the amusement park? No. Is he getting back in line again? Probably not. Is he going to come back tomorrow? No.
Well, see, it gets worse. He did come back.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, but it was him and a different friend.
Oh, yeah, he was trying. Yeah, he was working the angles. And how'd that work?
Well, he came and picked us up in his car. His name is Brandon. So it was Brandon, Justin, me, and Stacy again. And this time we got drunk. And we went to this, vacated lot sort of type thing. And we all got out of the car and we all started doing everything again. But we didn't know what was going on because we were drunk. And my friend Stacy is a virgin. Well, no, if she still is. That's the problem. And because this time she was with Stacy was with Brandon.
All right.
I was with Justin.
Yeah.
And me and Justin did have unprotected sex.
Great.
All right, want to do some gambling, Drew?
Oh, sure.
All right, Tricia.
I have no money with me, though.
I'm running light too, but I got a bunch of change out in the car.
All right.
You want? I'll go to the car.
Yeah.
All right, Tricia.
Okay.
Listen, we're gonna put you on hold.
All right.
I'm gonna run out. We gotta go to commercial. I'm gonna run out of the car and get some change. And maybe we'll do it like in prison where I trade. We trade like cigarettes and chocolate or something. All right, and when we come back, gambling on LoveLine.
All of my most sensitive areas were inflamed.
Really? LoveLine will be right back to deal with inflamed, sensitive areas.
Inflamed.
WEBN.
Radio that keeps you up at night. It's LoveLine, only on WEBN.
This is Jonathan.
And this is David from Corn, and you're listening to LoveLine
with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Ah, yes, the corn. Where is the corn?
We haven't seen them in a while.
I'm going to get the corn back in here. Oh, headlining Lollapalooza this year with Tool, so says producer Ann. Well, maybe if they haven't gotten too big for their Cornish britches, they'll stop by the LoveLine studio. All right, I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew, the board-certified one. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Rhonda Shear from USA Up All Night will be... Oh, boy, that was delivery. She'll be in here in just a little bit. Also, this week, The Offspring and Radiohead. And, Drew, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a serious funk going down, not only in the studio, but throughout the halls of the esteemed Westwood 2 facility. Have you...
no, but Ann's shaking her head there quite vigorously.
You're shaking your head, Ann. What's going on here?
I thought it was coming out of the refrigerator in the back.
Was that...
It was pretty bad.
It's pretty much from the front door all the way to the back and to...
It smells like somebody spilled milk in the carpet like about 6 months ago.
Oh, really?
It's a really warm day today, and it's really wanking now.
I'm getting like a BO thing going.
Oh, really?
And I noticed I got a little something going on myself, as I was talking about at the top of the show, and I found out it's emanating only from my right pit.
That's bizarre.
Now, I'm left-handed. Now, why is that, Drew?
No explanation.
But don't you know that happens?
No.
Sometimes... You don't?
No.
Ann, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
You either get it or you don't.
Please.
Do you lift your arm and smell yourself?
He must examine it carefully.
I'll usually shove my big toe into my pit and then sniff it like a baboon. No, of course I do. I'm a constant sniffer.
How often do you shower? Did you shower today?
No. I
do you use deodorant every day?
Last night.
I took a shower last night, but it was like I take like a French whore shower where, I just get a little wash rag and give myself a quick wiping down, It's that, I may get some action tonight, but I don't want to jinx myself by getting out the loofah. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. Mike, you smell yourself, don't you? Yeah. And you know that sometimes one pit can be worse than the other pit. Drew, you're a doctor.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Even Mike doesn't know what
Mike
you're talking about.
knows.
No, he doesn't.
Mike knows.
Adam, I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know that some... please, callers, support me on this. Sometimes one pit is all right, and the other pit's really rank.
It sounds within the realm of possibilities, but it's not something that people normally experience.
All right. Well, I am I'm very
don't push
special.
that button.
Yeah,
There we go.
Tricia. All right, Tricia.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Yeah.
You've had a few threesomes and a threesome and a foursome.
Well, it was
foursome and a foursome.
sort of like a foursome and then threesome. Yeah, basically.
Wow, it's just
We were all still in the same.
more foursomes than Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
That's a little golf humor there.
Didn't get it.
All right, see, when you go out and golf, you do it in a foursome. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Yes, I'm just really amused by tonight.
All right. All right, so we're going to gamble on Tricia.
Yeah, I mean, Tricia's, well.
We don't. All right, but what are we going to gamble?
Let's just gamble in spirit.
No. That's bad radio. We need something, but unfortunately, we're only willing to go for about $1, and everything in the room here is worth under $1. I'm talking about equipment. The chips were consumed by Drew, and then Trickster.
Thursday,
Who do we have in here? Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray ate them all, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Drew. This is for a buck.
All right.
I'll tell you what this is. This is for $2 next time we gamble.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
good enough.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to go first?
I'm going to go for physical abuse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With no sexual abuse?
No.
All right, I'll just go sexual abuse. All right, very clean, very easy. Tricia.
Yeah.
What's going on with you? You're 16. What happened in the past?
Huh?
What was your upbringing like? What was your relationship with your parents like?
Well, they were sort of strict.
Did they hit you, strike you?
No.
Never hit you?
No. I'm the baby of the family, so I got spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiled.
When did you lose your virginity?
I would say about a year ago.
No, never had any funny business before that? Nothing, nobody tried doing anything with you or touching you or anything like that?
No neighbor kid?
No, I just always did everything to, anything I could to disobey my parents.
Why is that?
Just because they were so strict and they would never let me do anything, so I eventually just kept lying and lying to them to get out of the house.
Something's more here than meets the eye. I mean, it doesn't have to always be physical and sexual abuse, but there's got to have been some kind of emotional abuse to make somebody behave.
They never really listened to me. Whenever I would try to tell them something, they would either not believe me or just not care.
What were your siblings like?
They always, they were a little mean to me.
In what way?
Well, one time my brother hung me by my hair from the ceiling fan till the ceiling fan fell down.
Okay. So you were physically abused by your peers?
Yeah.
By your siblings, rather?
Yeah.
And your parents let that happen?
Well, most of the time they weren't home, but when I would tell them about it, they just basically didn't care.
What was there? This is a real issue here, is that the parents wouldn't, she felt angry, the parents were not rescuing her from this horrible behavior of her siblings. What was with them that they would behave like that?
They just didn't like me because I was a baby and I got everything I wanted.
Were they ever struck or were they abused?
No, they never.
I mean, kids need to learn from somewhere how to be physically abusive.
Yeah, well.
And watch a lot of Three Stooges?
No.
No. Okay.
You were going to say, well, what?
Well, they just basically did the same thing I did. Anything they could do to disobey them.
Hey, were you trying to go out and do the stuff that you knew your parents would hate the most?
A little while ago, yeah.
Yeah. See, this is why you can't come down too hard. I mean, here's the thing about parenting. And this is the way I'm going to approach it if I ever have kids. You got to make that decision. Either you try to reason with your kids and give them a little bit of slack, or if you're going to be one of those iron fist, over-domineering parents, you have to take them with you to work and then chain them to the radiator and stuff. Right. I mean, you got to go the whole 9 yards because the second you turn your back, they're into it.
Yeah.
She did take me to work with her for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, after she caught me smoking pot the first time, she took me for about a month. And then after that...
She took you out of school?
No.
She just picked you up right away from school and bring you to work?
Yeah, because she left at 4:30. So as soon as I got home, I stayed about a half hour, did my homework, and then I left with her. Didn't get back till 9.
What a joy. Where'd she work?
At a car dealership.
Oh, boy.
Pretty
a lot of guys in bad sport coats, chewing gum and chain smoking, talking about depreciation.
I actually think I sold more cars in that month than any of the salesmen did.
All right.
Well, sure, with your sexual antics.
I didn't do that.
All right, listen, whatever it takes. That's business.
Look what your behaviors are doing to you, though, now.
I know.
Right?
I mean, at first we thought it was cool. We were like, yeah, every girl wants to do this with Justin, But now we sort of feel like cheap whores. Because today we talked to him and everything. He was like, what are you guys doing tomorrow? We were like, nothing with you.
I mean,
Good. All right. So you're salvaging your dignity.
Yeah, but we really need to talk to him because, we said that, we were like, do you remember anything that happened last night? He's like, not really. And so I don't know if he knows that we had unprotected sex or not.
Well, why do you need to talk to him? Is someone's pregnant?
I might be.
Get a pregnancy test in a couple weeks after that happens. Deal with it if you're pregnant. Then it doesn't matter whether he remembers or not.
Yeah, and until then, don't worry about evening the score or any of that kind of stuff. You got drunk, you had a little lapse in judgment. It's no big deal. You move on with your life and you learn from it. Am I right, Drew?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what kind of people these parents must have been. And it really is some of this is a function of being empathic with your kids. You know what I mean? If you figure out what their needs are and also apply structure where it's appropriate, usually you don't end up with that kind of reaction.
Empathic means figuring them out.
What their genuine needs are, not what you need them to be or what you think they need them to be doing or feeling. What are they feeling? What are their needs? Fulfill those and create structure.
Kurt, 15.
Hello.
Hey.
Adam, I'd like to say truthfully that if I were Jewish, you would be the Messiah.
Well, thank you. What are you?
Huh?
What is your religion?
Christian.
All right. Well, I'll be Christ.
Okay.
Okay then. That's fair enough. All right. So from now on, call me His Majesty.
Okay, Your Majesty.
Yes.
Can you send me a crucifix or something with your...
Yeah. Okay. I got one with me on it.
Okay.
I'm not wearing the swaddling clothes. Or what was he wearing? The sarong, or what was Jesus wearing on the cross?
What was it? Skirt?
No, it wasn't a mini skirt.
Just the remnants of his clothing.
It wasn't a tunic. He was wearing. It was the same thing he was wearing when he was a kid.
It was like a swab.
I think in reality, nobody knows what he was wearing.
Well,
probably
it was
nothing by the time it was all done.
It was an adult diaper, but it wasn't because he had a problem. It's just because they stripped him of his garments.
You shouldn't have a cross. You should have some kind of obscene shape.
All right, I'll have like the finger.
There you go.
All right, Kurt.
Okay.
Yeah, if the NEA is listening, I'd like a grant to do this, please.
There you go.
I'd like the endowment to give me some money. I'll do a likeness of myself in boxer trunks in a Christ-like pose on a big FU finger.
Well, that's...
Hey, if we can fund guys submerging Jesus in urine and taking pictures of it, why can't we fund this?
What? Is that what they're doing?
Where were you 5 years ago when this whole thing went down?
I remember there was a thing about the homosexual pictures and all that. That was a big deal.
One of the pictures was a crucifix with Jesus on it in a beaker of urine, and they took a picture of it. You didn't?
I didn't hear about that one.
Wasn't it Mapplethorpe? Who am I trying to think of?
Right.
Okay.
Well, Jesus Christ, Drew, get with the times.
All right.
I'm sorry. I used the Lord's name in vain there.
Yeah. Well, it's all right, my son.
All right.
There.
All right.
Now, what do you want?
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say, have you ever visited a website dedicated to you and your dream?
No, I haven't.
www.boobville.com.
I have not perused that website. I am computer illiterate for the most part and very apathetic and enjoy my napping.
All right, take a minute to get Mike to get you on there.
All right, Kurt.
Kurt, what's your question?
Do you have a question? Because I know as the Messiah, I'm very busy.
The Messiah's impatient, huh?
All right, I'm hanging up on you if you provide more commentary for the show.
Here's the question. Tomorrow, which would be Monday, is the last day of school. And throughout the whole year, I've had sort of an infatuation with this girl. And
Does every male 15-year-old have to go through this unfortunate, painful thing? It's like every male sitting there with an infatuation for some young lady in that room.
And they go for broke on the last day of school.
No, most of them don't.
A lot of them do. I'll tell you, Drew, the girl, don't let her go to school on the last day. She will be raped in the hall by a bunch of nerds who have been pining for her the entire semester. Guys go for broke.
All right. Is that what Kurt should do?
I think that's what Kurt is thinking about doing. Go ahead, Kurt. I know, because she signed your yearbook and put a smiley face on it. That means she wants loving.
All right.
All right.
So I'm just thinking, because she's. I've heard that people have asked her out more popular than me.
Nah.
And they were just shot down.
Right.
So, if that happened to me, I'd be like the laughingstock of the school.
No, you wouldn't. It's a long, hot summer, and everyone forgets by the time the fall comes around. All right, so go march up and ask her out. Put the phone on your forehead and let me bestow some power upon you, seeing as how I am the Messiah, Kurt.
Okay, put the reverb on.
Oh, okay. All right. We don't get a chance to use this as much as I like to.
Yeah, well, you got to...
Kurt, please, my son, be still.
Okay, I'll put it on there.
All right. Is it there? Okay, I'm guessing that's yes. Kurt, this is your Messiah speaking. Tomorrow is your last day. You will be surrounded by your brethren and your brodren. You You've been pining for her for many, many a semester. Now is the time, my son, to make the move. Because tonight the harvest moon is full. I think I'm screwing up my religions a little bit. But the point is I help those who help themselves. Do not turn the other cheek. Do not turn the peachy folder. Go straight up to her and go with Godspeed, my son. And don't procreate. All right, go forth and don't procreate would be my angle.
Yes.
All right.
Use contraception and safe sex.
Yes. I notice Rhonda Shear is here. I'm guessing, unless there's another leggy blonde who just entered the... No. Yes, it's her. I see her leg. All right. Rhonda Shear from USA Up All Night will be in here in just a few, and we'll get to her after this.
Meanwhile, as the faceless evil closes in on the hapless, sleeping populace across town in a shanty one-bedroom, an old woman feeds her parakeet.
Come on, Chirpy, have some cheese. You love cheese. Since when are you afraid of cheese?
LoveLine will be right back.
WEBN. LoveLine.
All of my most sensitive areas were inflamed.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
WEBN.
Hello, this is Rod Stewart, and you're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Just keep listening. You're going to hear everything you want to hear and all the answers to.
Ah, yes. That's what I like. An endorsement from a big star. Rod Stewart, total gentleman when he was here. Enjoyed him. What was that, about 8-9 months ago now?
Something like that.
Rhonda Shear is here tonight. You know her from USA Up All Night and her stand-up performances around the country, as well as guest spots on many popular TV shows, and
many of which have been off the air.
couple, well, she's the kiss of death. A couple of Mel Brooks movies as well.
Yeah.
And
You've been
also
searching around the internet too, huh?
Yeah. No.
That is so much fun to do.
You do that?
I do that. Everybody. I just refuse to believe that people in the public eye don't do that. You look up your name and you find out all the strange things.
Oh, really? I wouldn't think my name would be in the internet, so I wouldn't think to do it.
Drew,
it is. Believe, I am sure.
Yeah, no,
that it
you
is.
and your ideas are there.
Oh, I am sure.
Drew, have you ever done that?
No, my wife does that though.
See? You know, and then what's cool to do is look up old boyfriends and where they live and who they're married to. Oh, I have too much free time.
And Drew's wife does that too, believe me.
I'm an insomniac.
So, Rhonda, what were you just saying? 7 years of USA Up All Night?
7 years, 350 shows.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that Gilbert has done it for 10 years, but no one cares about that.
They know him from his movies more and from his being a bird.
And how are you wrapping up the USA Up All Night? Or is that going forever?
I don't know. It's a year-to-year thing now, and it seems like we're very popular with the network, and still people like B films, and it's a constant new audience because it seems to have that young, the teenage audience, and I get them through college, and then they stop watching the show. So there's constantly new.
Well, once they get married, their wives break the remote.
Actually, then what I get is fathers and mothers like up with the kids, the babies, newborns, or doctors or in hospitals. More emergency room doctors know me. It's very strange.
I'll tell you the thing that frustrated me, and I'm sure you've heard this complaint before about the show. It was on a cable network. It was on when I used to watch it religiously. I swear to God, I would watch it from 2 to 3 in the morning or something like that. The title of the movie was Gas Pump Girls.
Right.
And there was Rhonda wearing a
gas pump.
Just next to nothing. And the girls were wearing next to nothing, but they would not let us see a breast in the thing. And I thought, this is cable. It's 2:30 in the morning. Everyone who's watching is drunk. The name of the thing is Gas Pump Girls. Rhonda's wearing a thong back. Why
Never
the hell
wear a
can't...
thong back.
All right, but you've shown quite a bit. You've done the whole...
I like back out of rooms. I don't like my butt.
You've done the whole lingerie thing.
I'm so away from that now. But yeah, early on in the show, that was the direction because my whole thing was to keep them up watching the show late at night. I don't even mean that way sexually. See, you were going right for it.
But you don't want to go...
Seriously, to make people watch these really bad films. And I have to say, what's really interesting about USA Now, that I've been with them 7 years, they are they will not. You cannot say any curse word on there, whether you do a film or not. There is no nudity. It is probably the most family of all the networks. Even with they cut everything out of those films.
Right, but
they do show so little cleavage.
They're complete hypocrites. They're complete and total hypocrites.
I'm not taking up for them because even on our show, I say, well, can't we say some words like on ER and all these shows now? You can't. We can't say anything.
I think it's overcompensation really because they know they're bound for hell. And not bound for hell because they're being titillating, bound for hell because they're not going the extra yard and actually letting us see what we need to see. But I think it is an ingenious strategy because they know if they showed full nudity in the first 10 minutes of the show, all the guys would whack off and go to bed.
The ultimate tease. I
swear to God, it teases you all the way through. You never thought you could have an erection so long.
Teasing is so great. I have to tell you, I'm from the South, and that was my mother's strategy. That's how I grew up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is diabolical.
Yeah,
no, that's smart.
The teasing is and it's coming back in style now because of safe sex.
Yeah, and then raping will be back in style too, and it always comes in just a little after the teasing. By the way, but I swear to God, if you were to just show nudity within during the first break,
they would get it over with.
They would get it right over with.
Yeah, but then we have all the best advertisers in the first 3 minutes, and then we go to those phone.
The 900.
It's sort of a microcosmic model for relationships in general, isn't it?
Yes, it absolutely is.
Right?
Women,
if you want to learn how
Rhonda and use USA Up All Night as your model. Right. Not over 2 hours though, but let's say over 2 months.
Do you know I get letters from women? I mean, I really do, saying
I'm going to kill you, you bitch.
No, just the opposite. Because if you watch my gig long enough, and especially in stand-up, women realize I'm appealing to them, and that it is a tease, and it's really more making fun of the guys. The joke's more on the guy, not on the girls. It's like we know what we're doing, guys.
The joke is more on the guy's genitalia. Let's get real specific. The guy, the joke's on, but more specifically, it is the genitalia that's been had.
Well, that's true, but isn't that never ends?
All right. Well, you torture men for a living.
Not anymore. We've really changed. The show has gotten. I know. I hate to bring that up, but.
Don't burst any bubbles.
We're doing some fun shows that I enjoy doing.
You've done Playboy a couple times, right?
Yeah, I did a celebrity pictorial in '93 and Women of Comedy in '91.
And I
was never a playmate or anything.
Exposure's exposure, though. I mean, that's never hurt your career or anything, right?
I don't think it hurts. I don't know if it helps. I don't think it does anything anymore. Well, I shouldn't say that. Nowadays, right this second, you can become a playmate and then end up on Baywatch or have a sitcom. But that's only as of late. Before, the stigma of Playboy was not necessarily good in terms of that you would be an actress coming out of the pages of Playboy. It hurt. I mean, the people,
And how do they work it? When they approach you to do a pictorial,
right?
And it's not going to help the career. It's probably. I mean, it may help it a little. It may hurt it a little. It's probably a bust. I mean, it's about even. Is it just money?
No, I think there's a definite ego thing to it. I mean, to be thought of, it's very flattering for Playboy.
But you already have a late-night show where everyone knows your legs are great.
Playboy is, let's face it, I mean, I grew up with my brothers reading Playboy. It was still the best and the most beautiful of all the magazines in terms of nudity. And I didn't think, I never had a problem with that. It is the ultimate tease because, I mean, I would go so far, but not any further. I mean, Playboy to me is a great magazine. If you're going to do nudity, it's done in a very tasteful, beautiful way. The photography is beautiful.
Right. That's why I don't look at it.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's not. It's so tame compared to Vogue magazine now.
I know. Women are almost flattered. It is
a flattering thing. I mean, I wouldn't do it now, but in '93 at that time when Up All Night was at the height of its my wearing more lingerie and more titillating outfits on the show, that's when the Playboy pictorial came out, and the timing was perfect. But right now, at this point, I wouldn't do it. But I'm glad that I did it.
All right, we're gonna take a quick call here, and I want to ask you about your beauty pageant days because of this whole John Bonet thing and all this stuff that's in the news these days, and you've done like at least 40. Am I right?
57.
57. Okay, so we can get a little insight on that. Neff?
Yes.
You're 26.
Right.
You're on with Rhonda Shear.
Hi, Neff.
Good evening.
Hi.
Good. Basically, I had a question directed towards the doctor.
Yeah, Neff.
Has to do with drug addiction. And possible long-term side effects of use of methamphetamine.
Are you doing speed now?
I'm not using at the moment. I basically have had addiction for about 8 years now.
And how many days a week are you using?
Well, now it's usually just to get to work and for energy, you know.
How many days a week are you using?
Probably more about like 3 out of the week.
Okay, that's about average for most meth addicts. They kind of settle into a trend where they're using 3 to 5 days a week. They're not using every day. Speed is very long acting.
Hold on, Rhonda, how often do you use meth?
I'm checking. I want to take an aspirin.
Oh, okay.
Smart. Eventually, you will get very paranoid. You'll get very disorganized. A lot of my sort of a characteristic way that my amphetamine addicts have described going through life is like having a strobe light on. Things don't connect up properly.
Yeah, it's
just
cool.
like a light. Yeah, sure. You'll tend to become paranoid and preoccupied with people close to you, family, workers, neighbors. You'll begin getting irritable, thinking they're thinking irrational things about you and plotting against you. You can become very involved and very elaborate and very destructive to your life. There is a growing body of evidence that there actually may even be some brain damage associated with speed, though I'm not convinced of this. I've not typically seen it associated with heavy amphetamine use.
Well, I've called before when Ricky Rackman was on the show, and it's basically, you know, I haven't quit, and
you won't quit until you get treatment.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
so
right, obviously you've kept using.
It was at least a year and a half.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Almost a couple of years.
And that is it's a tricky drug because you convince yourself, well, I'm only using it 2 or 3 days a week. Most amphetamine addicts are only using a few days out of the week, not every single day necessarily, but the biological effects linger. The drug stays in your system. It's very long acting. Methamphetamine addiction is a profound form of addiction. It does not stop without treatment. You may switch from amphetamine to something else like opiates or alcohol, but at this stage of the game, Neff, you're into it many years. It will not stop without treatment, and it is going to disrupt the most important relationships in your life. That's typically the first thing to go.
All right, so get treatment.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, Drew, you want to sell the hell out of the next call?
Take one. How about this one?
All right, we'll talk to Kendra. Her obsession with a rock star is ruining her relationship, and more with Rhonda Shear from Up All Night.
The voices are trying to throw me off while I'm trying to concentrate on this.
Okay, you're safe.
Thank you. LoveLine will be right back.
WEBN.
Radio that keeps you up at night. It's LoveLine, only on WEBN.
All right, it is LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, the Love Doctor. Not a real doctor, but he seems to know what people think and talks real nice. All right.
I always fall for. Doctors are so
look
great.
at him.
Yeah. Oh, my mother would be very happy if I brought you home.
My mom wouldn't complain either. Rhonda Shear is here from USA Up All Night, and we'll be back in 10 seconds.
We're the G-spot on your radio dial.
Oh, yeah, right there.
LoveLine on 102.7.
Oh.
WEBN, Cincinnati.
All right, it is LoveLine. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Rhonda Shear from USA Up All Night is here tonight. And the Offspring and Radiohead will be in here later on this week. So, Rhonda, I noticed reading the bio that you had participated.
That you read the bio.
Yeah, I don't do that for just anyone. You got to be a guest on the show.
Thank you.
I noticed that you'd participated in many a pageant.
Yes.
Starting at what age?
Not at the young, tender age. I don't believe in children's pageants. Not that I would have known that if my mother would have put me in. But no, it's by my own choice at 15.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I did 15 to 19 and my career was over.
And, but you won some, right?
Yeah, I did very well. I won Miss Louisiana and did all that stuff. And actually it was very good for me, but I was old enough to, I think, make decisions about it. Actually, when I first moved out to L.A., because I just didn't have I didn't know anyone out here, I went back and entered a couple of pageants and won, and it sort of led me into at least meeting some agents and people that I would have met in the beginning. But it terrifies me about the babies. I judged many of those pageants with kids, and a lot of the pageants that I was in, because I did some of the teen pageants at 15 and 16, I always had the children's pageants connected to them. Huge money-making things. That's what they are.
Why?
because it's all about what it is. It's training these kids, and I mean the teenagers too. First of all, there's a fee to enter these pageants.
How much is it typically?
It depends. I mean, it could be $500-$600. It could be anywhere from $50 to just enormous amounts of money. Then they pressure you into training the kids how to walk and how to present themselves and into their talent. Supposedly, it's leading them eventually into the Miss America or one of those other pageants.
So it's like
lifelong pageant.
It's like
It's like gymnastics.
Yeah.
Or
like
something.
religion.
Yeah.
No, it really is. I mean, there is sort of and you do get addicted to it. I mean, I was addicted to winning, although I was old enough to want to do it, and I became addicted to the trophy. And when you're 15 or 16 and you win a crown and a trophy, it's a toy, and it was like, very cool for me to have, wow, I have a trophy. It didn't mean as much. It wasn't like being a kid, but my mother, my sister put my niece into a pageant around the same time, and she was only 5, and she lost, and it devastated her. She still talks about it. She's a reporter now, and she talked about how it really. I mean, she remembers very vividly losing the one and only pageant, although they didn't prep her like they did.
Did she turn lesbian or start acting out sexually or anything?
No, but she's now involved with someone in radio.
Enough said. All right, mothers.
See what happened?
We should do a PSA together for this.
But no, it's and then they put a lot of money into training these kids and the dresses and everything. It costs a lot of money, and it's a fake world. It becomes a totally unreal world. I mean, they don't have a real life in terms of even I didn't really, to a sense. I mean, instead of hanging out after school and
hold on, I don't want to have to explain your world today, Rhonda.
No, but
you're not a missionary.
No, but I'm talking. No. Actually, the pageants would have been just the opposite of that. You have to be Miss Goody Two Shoes.
And what was your talent? I heard it was playing the cider jug. Was that was your manager lying?
No, but you know what? You could find it on the internet. Under the
really?
contortionist page.
What did you do?
Look at his face.
Did you shoot ping pong balls out somewhere?
Oh, gosh. For shame on you.
All right.
Well, you were at that club, too.
The job is just to have a good time here. But what was your plan?
No, I was an acrobatic dancer. I wish I would have been a stand-up. I would have been great.
What do you do as an acrobatic dancer?
I was a dancer. I danced my whole life. A regular dancer. No.
Really?
With clothes on.
True. Go get changed. All right.
And but I did acrobatics, and I was a contortionist, and that was part of my routine.
Wow. Guys love a contortionist.
You saw what I was doing. I was like stretching my leg very high.
Oh, really? And that's just something you're born with, isn't it?
It is.
True?
I mean,
and it becomes benign hyper something syndrome later on in life. Benign hypermobility syndrome.
Yeah,
sure. I'm learning.
Right.
I'm learning to be a doctor.
Your joints dislocate.
Yeah, it's great when you're a kid.
But what is your strangest physical feat? I mean, what could you do in your prime?
And you could find this on the internet.
All right. What are you, sponsored by OL? Enough with the internet already.
No, it was like some show I did this, and they must, I don't know, people have old shows and freeze it. I guess the strangest, I can turn myself inside out, like literally.
So your organs are on the outside of your body?
Like if I went this way and I twisted all the way around, it would give the illusion that I twisted all the way inside out.
Could you do that thing where you take both your feet and put it on the back of your head?
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
If I did that, my nuts would ricochet off the glass and take Drew's eye out.
I'd like to see that.
If you do it first, I'll give it a try.
I could stand on one foot and stretch my leg totally up behind my head.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
It's very flexible.
Can you imagine a little 18-year-old getting his paws on a 16-year-old Rhonda Shear back then?
I didn't know. I would sit for these kids in my parents' house and entertain all my boyfriends and make them watch these routines by the hour. Little did I know they had like raging hormones and what it was doing.
It was killing
I learned to tease then, see? I didn't know better.
Kendra, 17.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
You're on with Rhonda Shear.
Hi.
Hi, Kendra.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Okay, my problem is kind of petty, but it's kind of bad. I saw Kiss in concert about 6 months ago. And ever since then, I've been completely and totally, obsessed with Gene Simmons. And it's not just, an obsession. It's, a sick, stalking obsession. I've actually, begun to not like my boyfriend because I like Gene Simmons more. And he's beginning to pretty much hate me because I'm no longer sexually attracted to him. And Gene, I know, was never something that's going to happen. But, and I have posters everywhere. And it's to the point where I don't go to school because I can't, look at him at school. And
can't look at your boyfriend.
What?
Can't look at your boyfriend. You can't look at the pictures.
I can't look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. What pictures?
Of Gene
I have a bunch of posters, and I hang my records on the wall just because they have him on it.
You mean you can't go to school because you can't leave your pictures of Gene?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you put them on the inside of the locker, like I used to do with Adrienne Barbeau.
They're big, though. They're like real big posters.
He just put his tongue then on there. Why Gene? Why not the rest? Why not Ace or Kitty or who are the other ones?
Well, everyone likes
Peter.
him because of his tongue and his stage makeup, but I have pictures of him without makeup, and that's what I like. I like him, not his makeup.
Kendra, how long?
Sounds like what my boyfriend tells me.
That is so deep, man.
Kendra, how long has this been going on for?
About 6 months.
And how long have you been in this relationship with your boyfriend?
2 years.
Maybe it's less. It's more about your unhappiness with this relationship you're having, or whatever's going on there, and this is just sort of an escape from that. And does that sound right at all?
Well, we're completely happy until now, like it started getting really bad.
Yeah, but sometimes the mind has a way of playing tricks on you. Like, for instance, if you have a big test the following day and you didn't study for it, sometimes you'll actually get sick. Do you know what I mean? But the reason is because you didn't study for the test, not because you got the flu, and you don't know the difference. Maybe you don't want to be with this guy. Maybe you're looking for a reason to get away from this guy. That's what Drew's saying.
Or something. Yeah. Something about the feelings that come out of this relationship or whatever else is going on in your life is causing you to look and retreat into this fantasy.
Right. I just don't understand why I would choose someone that's never going to happen, you know?
It's typical of your age, and it's usually male figures that are bigger than life that are going to rescue you. Is your dad around?
Yeah.
Are your parents married?
No, they're divorced, but I live with my father.
You live with him. And how's that relationship?
It's good.
It's okay.
But Drew, I mean, you've spoken about your thing with Bobby Sherman in the early 70s. Would you like to shed some light on that?
I think your thing with Adrienne Barbeau is a little more germane to this issue.
Unfortunately, women can't just, have themselves and go to bed. That's the problem. Guys will get it right out of their system.
It's a little different with guys, and if a guy were to get an obsession like this, having himself wouldn't make any difference.
It would certainly help for an hour or so.
Yeah,
there's a whole refractory period when you do not want to hear from women.
But it's a common thing of the age. It's sort of a typical part of the developmental stage that women are in.
Right.
To look for these kinds of figures.
So all we can say is it'll go away.
It will get better, and she needs to really examine as much as she's able objectively her life and what she's doing in her relationships and what is and is not making her happy right now, and try to make some changes.
And
Rhonda, do you have anything like any funny obsessions when you were a teenager?
Trying to think of it.
It's real common.
Fatty Arbuckle?
It was always it was someone closer, like my brother's friend.
Oh, really?
Closer, yeah.
Right, someone who was being brought into the house.
That's a little different, though. That's a crush, really.
Yeah, it was a crush. Well, I had a boyfriend. But I had a crush on the one because he was older. I mean, my brother's 10 years older, so he was like an older man.
Right, so it's usually bigger than life.
And he was bigger than life.
Right, and it's usually unapproachable, unaccessible people.
Right, except years later, then he ended up asking me to marry him. It's strange how things like that happen.
Did you do it?
I shouldn't be saying this to Kendra because it's totally different. No, I didn't. I never.
Have you been married?
No, I haven't.
Really?
Isn't that disgusting?
Why not?
I told you I'm looking for a doctor.
What's up with that?
What
you take Drew in a
There really is problems. I'm telling. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm not really your speed.
No, you are. It's just that he's a doctor.
Yeah, right.
Don't marry a doctor. It's not a good life.
I'm totally in love with him. I could go on about my own doctor. I'm having a major crush on right now. Oh gosh, I hope he's not listening.
Oh, you could have him.
I have more problems than anybody calling in tonight.
Yeah, but you're Rhonda
I can't
Shear.
have him. No, he's married, and I would never break up a marriage. I totally don't believe in that.
All right.
I do believe in breaking up engagements, but not marriages.
Vicky, 27.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, I just want to say I've been listening to LoveLine since '83.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I've Dr. Drew. I've like followed you forever.
We're like we're relatives.
Oh,
don't you think he should be a little further along in his career? Seriously, Vicky.
He enjoys helping people, and I'm glad he does that.
Thank you.
I was listening in '83. By the way,
I know.
Yeah.
Which is really bizarre. Yeah. I mean, that's a weird twist in this whole story, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that I was a fan of LoveLine and used to just listen like everyone else.
Did he help you?
Absolutely not.
He was plotting the whole time how he was going to take over the show.
I was trying to get car insurance, Drew. I had my sights set a little lower and taking over the radio world. All right, so Vicky, what's up?
Okay, here's this long story about me going ballistic right now. Okay, I've known this guy for a year and a half, or at least over a year, a little over A year and a half. And anyway, I started sleeping with him 2 months ago, and I started feeling like something wasn't quite right. So I started asking him, "Are you seeing someone else? Are you seeing someone else?" I said, "Are you sleeping with someone else?" He said, "No, no, 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 no." Finally, a month ago, he said, "Well, I am seeing someone else, but we're not sleeping together." And I thought, well, this guy was like 3 minutes. So I was thinking, well, maybe he's not full of crap. So.
Wait.
I'm not following.
Let me decipher that. This guy was 3 minutes sexually?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The first few times he was like 3 minutes. So I'm thinking, well, okay, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he isn't. So anyway, basically this morning I call him up. I'm like, "Hi, can I come over?" He said, "No, I have company." I'm like, "What?" I go to his door and I knock on his door, and I basically he comes out and I say loud enough, "You shouldn't be, whatting me and someone else at the same time," basically loud enough for her to hear. And so he said, "Well, don't embarrass me in front of the neighbors." I'm like, "You're embarrassed. I'm the one who's embarrassed." I said, "Your neighbors probably already know how you are."
Hold on a second, Vicky. 14 years of LoveLine and nothing. Drew, go kill yourself out in the hall, would you? Vicky's been listening to LoveLine for 14 years and still as crazy as the day is long. Does that hurt you at all, Drew?
It does hurt me, as a matter of fact.
I mean, Vicky's been listening
I hear
all
you.
this
don't grind
time.
it in. Let's see if we can straighten her out.
Hell, I've only been on the show for, 4 months now? But she has been listening for you, specifically, 14 years, Drew.
The main problem with Vicky...
Still acting out.
I cannot follow her thinking.
All right, Vicky?
Yeah?
All right, so you went over there, you yelled at him, and then what happened?
I went away, and then I called this girlfriend this evening. I said, "Look."
His new girlfriend, or his other girlfriend?
Not his new girlfriend. Let me tell you what. I called his girlfriend, and I said, "Look, he's been sleeping with me for the past 2 months. I think you should know this." She said, "No, I don't want to know the truth." I said, "I'm just trying to tell you the truth." She said, "I don't want to know the truth. You're trying to break us up. You know we were going out for a past year and a half." I'm like, "What?" I said, "No, if I'd known, I wouldn't have even started." And so the guy's like,
all right, so he has a girlfriend, he has you, and he has someone else who's like you.
So wait, so you whatever it is,
Vicky?
you found out that this guy is not who you thought he was.
Yeah, and the thing is,
it must be very no. There's no thing is. It must be very, very painful.
Yeah, the thing is, I've been telling him over and over.
No, forget him.
Don't hurt me. I don't.
No, he's done. He hurt you. He did it.
Yeah, I know.
And he is a bad person, and he's not who you thought he was. It's like finding out somebody's got a terminal illness. It's painful. You want to believe they don't have it, but he has it.
Although I bet she wishes he had cancer about now.
Well, he's a narcissist or a sociopath. He's a bad person.
Oh, I know.
And he's not who you thought he was, and he doesn't give a damn about you. He cares about himself, and that is it.
Yeah, I know.
And thank your lucky stars that this is all that you sort of lost to him was a little bit of time. You get married to a jerk like
so
this.
So, Vicky, don't do anything. Just
get away.
Find a new guy and get away.
And now, why would you have put up with a guy that was so emotionally unavailable and abusive? Why is that considered an acceptable state of affairs for you?
I didn't. I even told him.
But that's what he was.
I said, you know what? One of these days I'm going to get backbone and tell you I'm not going to take your.
Yeah, but you did.
Well, that's not an answer. One of these days I'm going to get some backbone.
Why
He's
did
asking,
you?
Why did you put up with it?
I'm like, I'm in a really bad state. I am in a bad state. I'm not afraid to admit
What's going on?
I'm in a just totally bad state.
Why?
And I'm just like,
hold on a second. Let me ask. Why?
Obviously I didn't because I called his girlfriend.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Maybe a little music behind this.
14 years, Drew. I hope you sleep like a baby tonight. 14 years she's listened to you. And now do you hear what kind of shape she's in?
Yeah. I'm leaving right now.
She was probably the most grounded, self-actualized young 13-year-old when she started listening. And now listen to her. 14 years later, she's a babbling mess. You all right, Drew?
No.
Drew is not well.
No, wait.
I'm not happy.
No, wait, you guys. The only thing I know I'm going to steer clear of this guy. I'm going to go out. I'm going out of my way to not go by his house, to not even go anywhere that I know.
Stop talking about it. We don't hear another word about it.
And that's enough.
And so
but the question is, what's going to prevent you from finding another guy just like this?
The thing is, I've told him, I said,
Forget him. Forget him. Do not bring up his name again. We'll hang up on you.
I keep finding guys who have girlfriends or men with wives who
correct, emotionally and genuinely unavailable men. Why? That's my question to you.
I mean, I don't go out with them.
Look into it, Vicky. That is your cause. That is your mission. All right?
Believe me, I'm trying to find.
Why is it less painful?
I'm calling you.
Why is it less painful to date guys who you never have a relationship with in the first place and who leave you than to actually find a guy who is emotionally available and have to have real feelings with him? That's what you're avoiding. No, but you may be trying, but you're not doing it.
Well, I know. That's why I'm calling you.
There's other stuff going on.
Obviously.
Like low self-esteem.
And abandonment issues.
I don't even know where to begin. So, time out for Vicky.
Time out. And look at your primary relationships. What happened? Your dad died or leave you when you were young?
We just don't even have time to get into it. But the point is, Vicky, here's the deal. You are like someone who's drank a pony keg. The keys must be wrestled away from you so you do not get into the car and kill yourself. The car equals relationships, in my example. Don't drive. Just sit home, sober up, take some aspirin, chill out, and when you're thinking clearly, and this could be 6 months or a year from now, then get back out on the road.
And any guy you're attracted to?
Bad.
Wrong guy.
All right. Drew, perhaps when the show's on its 20th year, folks like Vicky will get the help they deserve and need. All right. You okay, Drew? No. Drew, you can see he's really upset.
It's kind of cute, though. I'm attracted to this.
Get a wet nap in here.
I love a man with a tear.
Well,
was that a tear?
I think it's a tear.
Or was it sinus?
Drew likes to help people.
Right.
And he really thinks the message of this show, and the whole reason the show's on the air, is screw ratings, screw entertainment, screw the guests, and that may well happen. He wants to help people.
Right.
So when he hears that someone has been listening for 14 years and is just as far off as they were back then, he takes it to heart.
It's disturbing, yeah.
It is.
But I understand that person. Because we keep doing the same mistakes over and over again.
Right, but the idea of this show is to get people not to do that.
Yeah,
but you'd have to possibly be with her every day of the week.
Right. I mean,
would you consider dating her?
The hope is that the people listening to the show will evaluate at least sufficiently to be able to see those patterns and maybe get help if they can't stop.
All right. Please, somebody call and say that Drew's done them some good.
Thank you.
Even if you have to manufacture it completely.
I'm learning so much just tonight. I'll never make that mistake again. I will never go out with a guy like that.
There's an endorsement. Sarah.
Yes.
You're 15. You're on with Rhonda Shear.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I'm going out with this guy who is turning 18 on Saturday, and I'm turning 16 in August. And we had sex near the beginning of our relationship, and I lost my virginity to him and everything, and I'm okay with that. And seeing how he's turning 18, he told me on the phone tonight that he wants to stop the sex completely altogether and stuff like that. And I was just wondering, what should I do? And if I'm normal for, wondering why he wants to stop.
You mean did he bring up the legalities? Is that the issue?
Yeah, and my dad totally likes him. My dad knows how old he is, and he's.
What state are you calling from?
Huh?
What state are you calling?
I'm in North Hollywood.
So it's California.
Can you get a note from your dad saying it's okay to boff my daughter, that he could pull out in case you guys get arrested by the side of the road or something? I'm going to get one of those when I have a daughter. Officer, it's all right. We talked about it. I got her on birth control.
I think, is it within 2 years or 3 years of the 18-year-old?
I don't know.
2 years, I think it is.
And the thing is, I really, really, really enjoyed sex, and
What do you think? What do you think's going to happen with this relationship?
I really don't know.
What is your fantasy about this relationship?
What?
What is your fantasy about this relationship? We had this question earlier.
I am pretty realistic about it, and I know that, at my age, a relationship is not usually going to last forever.
Because you listen to LoveLine and you've heard Drew, right?
Huh?
And he's changed your life in some small way?
No, come on.
Oh, he hasn't changed my life, but I
okay. I'm sorry, Drew. I tried.
That actually sounds fine. I mean, she's not saying that she's realistic. I'm not going to marry this guy, and she has a physical thing, and she's managing this whole situation.
Physical. I really, really like him, and.
All right. Here, let me explain what this 18-year-old is going to do in terms of him putting the moratorium on sex. When's his birthday?
Saturday.
He'll get you Sunday morning. I know 18-year-olds. It sounds noble. It's a great idea. There's no way an 18-year-old, once he's had a taste of from the sweet 15-year-old
or do you think
honey
he's planning to see somebody
Sarah
else?
is. No, I know. I think he's just saying that. I think he's talking like you talk when you're young.
Well, maybe he's
ruminate.
He's a good guy. And she's an okay, she's handling this thing. Maybe two healthy people.
I think
here.
he's just screwing around with her just a little bit.
No,
maybe
just
maybe he's a good guy and he's worried about doing the right thing. And she's, they've had a good relationship.
But don't worry about it. It ain't gonna happen.
Things will be okay.
He will continue to have sex with her. And here's the deal. Rhonda, you'll back me up on this, I'm sure.
Because Drew's out of here.
Drew's crying a river of tears over there. He's 18. If he truly cares for her, if he truly feels passion for her, if their experiences phically were as gratifying for him as they were for her, the age thing will not be a deterrent. It may take a little sidetrack for a week or so, but the first time this guy cracks a beer, he's over. Am I right? It's sad,
remembering
but true.
back on those days, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, couldn't have been more than 5-6 years ago.
It wasn't even.
You lost your virginity in 91, didn't you?
Exactly.
All right.
I'm so glad you remembered.
All right. When we come back, we'll find out, just because we're doing a tally, how old Rhonda was when she lost her virginity.
Oh, no.
I don't think they're aware of how much they suck.
Hey, that's not very nice. You kiss my mother with that mouth? I mean, your mother? LoveLine will be right back.
Not hard to swallow. We've got a frog in our throat.
Lick it up.
It's LoveLine.
WEBN. Hi, this is Harry Connick Jr., and welcome back to LoveLine.
All right. What? Yes. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. That was Rhonda Shear. She's now been reduced to just a pile of feminine rubble. Yeah. Where is her mic on? Oh, is it on? Go ahead.
Am I on? Now I am.
Yes, you is.
Turn me off.
Is Drew
crying on my shoulder.
genius or what?
I can't even believe what I've walked into tonight. I'm enlightened. I'm a new woman. I'm gonna walk out of here, break up with every human being I've ever known. Tell my mother I'm never going to speak to her again.
Dye the hair black.
I did that
put on
last
40
year.
pounds and just stop plucking the eyebrows and screw it.
Oh, I look like I'm an undernourished person. No, I think you should talk to the rest of the Hollywood women about that.
Well, I mean, it's got to be. We're just talking about Rhonda during the break and relationships, and
I'm getting in some free therapy sessions here.
And let me just say this, because it's an interesting point. We have a lot of people, young people listening. We always get a little heavy on a Sunday night, but they're listening. They're 16, 17, 18. Their parents drink a little too much. Things aren't going the way they want to go. And they always they turn on the TV and they see the people and they say, my God, what a life these people are living. They're driving a beautiful car, living in a beautiful house, so on and so forth. And Rhonda, you make quite a nice living. You drive a wonderful car. You live in Beverly Hills somewhere. But still,
I'm a mess.
You're a human being, and you're plagued by. I don't care how much you make and what kind of car you drive or who your publicist is. Humans are humans. I don't care what you're bringing down a year. Yeah. You are plagued by certain things that are indigenous to the human experience.
That's what this show is about.
It's even worse because there's more pressure on you to have an outward look that everything is perfect, and it's not. You're like,
when you're miserable and you don't have a car, you go, well, the reason I'm miserable is because I don't have a car. But when you drive a Cadillac and you're miserable, and now you're really screwed.
Right, exactly.
Except for you can get to places faster, but you're still emotionally screwed up. All right, so everyone's a human, even the beautiful Rhonda Shear from USA Up All Night and her new CD, Your Bedtime Buddy.
Right.
I'm going to a nice transition here because
that was a perfect transition from my depressing and I'm crying on your shoulder.
But you've been candid, you've been open.
And that's why I'm doing stand-up, because stand-up makes me feel better.
Right, it's cathartic.
and hopefully the audience.
Yeah,
I can bitch a little.
Yeah, no, that's what this radio show is for us.
Right. Have you all helped me tonight?
I think
we sort of opened her up a little bit in ways that she didn't anticipate.
We've opened her up like a wound. Now she'll walk out and get an infection. That's basically. So, Rhonda, well, how old were you when you lost your virginity, by the way?
17, 18.
Oh, really? Uh-huh.
Is that old?
Do you keep adding 6 months every 5 years that goes by? It started at 12 and a half.
No, I think I was groping at it. It was groping and kissing and fondling, and we used to call it making out, whatever.
Was it, now, who was the guy? Was it a boyfriend?
Oh, absolutely. I was engaged to him. We were going to be married when I was 19, yeah. His mother yelled at me that we weren't married at 16. I'm from the South, remember?
Yeah, you're
very different.
Old spinstress.
Totally.
16 and a half
totally.
and
no,
not married.
Married. We had the wedding plan set, but then when I won Miss Louisiana, he told me to give up my title, and he would not have a woman who had a career or a title. And already at that age, I went, huh? This is wrong.
He wouldn't have a career. He wouldn't have a woman that had a title.
Yeah, very Southern. He wanted to be the breadwinner. Okay, but now a few years later, I look back and I go, okay, the guy's living in a mansion. His wife has 3 kids.
Really?
3 kids.
See?
And I'm sitting out here in Hollywood talking to you guys about how screwed up I am, and I've never been married with the 3 kids.
That was Ted Turner, wasn't it?
He was in Meatpacking, this guy.
Really?
So I mean, so even if we would have been married with a divorce
That's what he called it. All right. Well,
I know you would have loved that.
All right, but listen. But he made $1 million after that, several million.
Right.
And did you flaunt
I was
him?
madly
Did you
in love
wear
with
your
him.
tiara and
No.
thing around the?
No.
And so you
we
broke
really
up
were
with
childhood. I mean, not childhood, but we were. Well, I met him at 15, and it took me till I was 16 to get him.
So
and
it
I was
wasn't
totally in love with
So it wasn't a miserable,
no.
uncomfortable experience your whole
but I
first
did-
time around.
No, but then he cheated on me when I was 19. And,
Oh, see.
And I threw the engagement ring back
See,
in
I
his
was just
face.
going to say, I bet
He did.
that is not something that you missed.
No.
You shouldn't feel like that was something
No, he
got
called me
by.
after he was married, after the first child, and wanted to get back. And told me he would leave his wife.
Oh, see, this guy's a real peach.
And believe me, if you got back together with him, there would be another phone call that he'd be making at some point.
No, when I was,
after that.
and that's absolutely true. That's the one thing I've learned. I mean, if a guy.
Listen, your relationship with whoever you're going out with will end up the way the last relationship the partner was in ended up. If
he
the
leaves
person
someone-
left you, was cheating on someone else with you, eventually you will get to the point. It might be 6 months and it might be 6 years, but eventually
Right,
you will
same
come to the
thing.
crossroads and he will do that because that's what he does. He is a cheater. Cheaters cheat. That's why they get the title of cheater. They don't just cheat once. That doesn't get you the title. You have to cheat often and frequently. Am I right, Drew?
I think a couple times.
Thank you. Thank you. Tom, 18.
Yeah, my question was, I've been seeing this, I was seeing this girl for about 4.5 months, and at the beginning of the relationship, I didn't think much of it, but later on, it got to be like the most important thing to me, and I don't know, about a month and a half ago, she broke up with me because my drug problems and alcohol problems, and I didn't graduate from high school and all this other crap. And anyway, some of my friends have been talking to her and stuff, and she's been asking them about why I haven't called her or talked to her or anything.
What's your question for us, Tom?
Basically, my question, I just called y'all because I'm just gonna ask you if I should call her or not.
And you're still drinking and doing drugs?
Basically.
Yeah. Gosh.
And I mean,
it kind of. I hate to. This is going to sound so flippant, but it kind of doesn't matter.
But she was doing drugs too.
She is doing drugs too.
Oh, then that's fine, right, Drew?
Well, whatever it is, neither of them made any changes, and so they're going to be right back where they were before, and things are going to go merrily along down that slippery slope they're on. So if that'll make you feel better for the moment, so be it. But the path both of you are on is a progressive path to more serious consequences, and until you get off that treadmill, none of this is going to make that much difference, I'm sorry to say. And if you were getting better from your addiction, she wouldn't look like such a important thing in your life, I suspect, anyway.
No, it's all relative.
No, it's not about relative. It's that when you're healthy, you don't like being around sick people.
All right.
It threatens your health.
All right. That's not relative?
All right. Okay.
Right.
Yes, you're a genius. You are the man, Adam.
Who's the genius?
You.
Thank you. Rhonda, who?
I'm staying out of this one, boys.
Okay. All right. There'll be no more plugs for the comedy CD. Amber.
Yeah.
You're 18.
Yeah.
Give us your question real fast.
Okay. I've been seeing my boyfriend for about a year and a half now, and he gets really weird sometimes. Like if we get in really big arguments. One time we had this really big argument, and he followed me all the way to Fuddruckers, going like 80 miles an hour. And then he, like, goes inside. He's really quiet. And then he comes out, and we talk. And he gets so mad, he, like, starts kicking his car. And he doesn't do this really often, but sometimes I get really worried because we joke around and stuff. And he'll, like, you know, like, tap me on the shoulder, like, sock me, and we'll, like, wrestle with each other and stuff. But
And for those of you who don't know, just to sort of underscore Amber's point here, Fuddruckers is the furthest away of all the burger chains. I think it goes McDonald's, there's Burger King, Jack in the Box, or Arby's. I can't quite remember, but Fuddruckers is way at the end. So if they follow you all the way to Fuddruckers, that is a seriously effed up cat.
No, but I mean, we've been going up for a really long time, and well, to me, it doesn't seem that long. But when I tell people that we've been going for like a year and a half, everybody's like really amazed. I guess that's really rare nowadays or something. But
does he get violent?
Not with me. Like a lot of times he'll just shut down and he gets violent with himself. Like when his ex-girlfriend.
That's called masturbating.
No.
When his ex-girlfriend what?
When he broke up with his ex-girlfriend who broke up with him, he was like totally devastated, and I guess he takes his aggressions out on himself. He really doesn't have that many outlets in which to go to.
Does he drink or use drugs at all?
No.
All right, let's make this a teaser, Drew, because we're running late for break.
Let's finish, because Amber, I think your instincts are probably right, and your instincts are telling you that this guy could become physically abusive, and I think that is probably accurate. Yeah. And what you do about that is going to be your business. I suspect he's not. I suspect he's fine when he's not emotionally stressed, but when he is stressed or distressed, sounds like he behaves inappropriately.
Here's my second message of the night. People start acting out, and they work small to big. Like, Jeffrey Dahmer, he started off torturing animals. He eventually made his way to humans. Do you know what I'm saying? Yep. Your job as a human is to get out during the animal torture stage, not when he then waiting for him to turn on you. This is an indication. The guy's getting weird. He's beating up on himself. He's acting violent. Eventually, he will turn it outward. He's probably just warming up.
He got the cars already.
Yeah, he's beating up the car?
Yeah.
Yes. As I've said many a time, Rhonda, the car represents a piece of you that you left in the driveway.
It's true.
And there's nothing a guy likes more than to beat the crap out of a car. All right. When we come back, more startling news from Rhonda Shear.
I don't go in for these backdoor shenanigans. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Shenanigans. Tips, chains, whips. You know, the basic high school orgy type of thing.
LoveLine, I'll be right back. WEBN.
Oh, yeah, right there. It's LoveLine on WEBN.
All right. It is LoveLine. That is Rhonda Shear from USA Up All Night, and he is Dr. Dr. Drew. Boy, there's a lot of counseling going on during the commercial break here. Rhonda was supposed to do liners for us, where Ann gives her a little page saying, "Hi, this is Rhonda Shear, and when I'm up all night, I listen to LoveLine."
I want to do that.
I know, but we couldn't because Drew wouldn't pipe down with the feedback he was giving you.
Don't let me leave here without doing that.
No, you will do it on the next break. We will we'll get a sock. Hey, Ann, get the tube sock and duct tape ready for Dr. Drew, who's really going. Here we go.
So helpful.
Here, I'll do it. Hi, this is Rhonda Shear, and I'd like to stay up all night.
No, all night.
I mean, up all night with Adam Carolla, and you should too with LoveLine, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
I love that.
All right, that's good, Mike. Do we have that? Oh, okay. Well, I'll cut it again during the commercial if I can get over the dull hum of Dr. Drew dispensing his
Can you get your voice
half-baked...
to stop cracking like a 13-year-old?
But I've been begging him for this.
I know.
So
you guys are really hitting it off. All right, let me...
I noticed the wedding band on his hand.
Let me... he just puts that there when chicks over 30 come in.
Oh, like I'm over 30.
He thought you're over 30. Don't blame me. He's the one who put the band on.
It's great being over 30.
Oh, yes. All the...
Everything sags just perfectly.
Yes, it falls right into place.
Right in.
It settles like a snow globe. All right, let me read facts here. Boy, people listen to this show, don't they, Drew? And they have their own opinions. Adam, taking NEA funding, away from individual artists was a blow to the withering art community in America and a blow against our freedom of expression. Now, remember, I made some sort of passing comment about an NEA-funded exhibit.
But you did sound kind of pejorative. You sound like you were knocking it a little bit.
Oh, I knock everything. I mean, here. All right, so let me just finish this. Something you should be intimately familiar with. Well, here's the deal. As far as freedom of expression goes, and as far as my job goes, I get paid to do my job. I get paid by the guys who own the radio station, who in turn get paid from the people that advertise on the radio station. I don't sit around and wait for a grant so I can keep on going. It's a business. Yes, in some way, shape, or form, I guess I'm an artist to some degree, where I sit here and give my opinions and discuss topics and whatnot. But I get paid because I earn my money, not because I wait around or for someone to pass the hat and for taxes to be collected so that I can continue with my rhetoric. If I stink up the place, if I don't get ratings, then I get fired and I don't make any money. I have mixed feelings about the NEA. It's the National Endowments for the Arts. And I think it's good that we give some money to museums and we take inner city kids to go see museums and whatnot. But if you're some screwball guy who wants to be an artist yet cannot sell your work and don't get paid to do your work, then screw you. You work where you work, just like I worked. I mean, I worked swinging a hammer my whole life so I could get to the point where I actually got paid to do comedy. And I'm sure Rhonda had herself some jobs. I mean, you didn't sit around and wait for some grant.
No.
Oh, but you're an artist. You discuss ideas when you're up on stage.
I like working.
Right.
Good.
Right, but if you stink, you don't get paid, and that's it. You got to go back to flipping burgers.
Right.
All right, this is the way I feel about art. If you want to do art, go ahead. If you need materials for the art, go out and buy it. What do I got to pay for it? This is why communism doesn't work, by the way. This is a free market society. This society will be the judge of your art.
When did you become the champion of the free market?
I don't know. I don't know why.
I do know.
When was that? Oh, when I started. Yeah, because I get taxed about 53%.
Right.
So some guy can dip Jesus in urine and take a picture of it.
All right, let's take a call. Come on.
All right. Anyway, I've listened to your
when he
show.
gets going, though, I have to say.
No, he is.
I've listened to your show for a few years and have grown to respect your humor and Drew's wisdom. Please give a little respect back to the arts community by refraining from your uninformed critique. I think that's what I just did for 5 minutes, by the way.
Now you have done that, by the way.
Of art you have never seen or known from. And anyways, he calls Jesse Helms the black pit of deception. I agree. I don't like Jesse Helms, and I don't like any of the people that want to get rid of the NEA funding, by the way. I do not condone what they do, other than I'm not a big fan of the NEA funding myself. Unless I can somehow get in on it.
Right.
Can I get in on it, Drew?
Yes,
all right,
course.
Send me some money. I'm a big fan.
All right.
Mike, 23.
Yeah, that's me.
You're on with Rhonda Shear.
Hi, Mike.
Yes, I know that. I have 2 comments and a question. First comment's for Drew. Drew, you're the best. You've helped me and my friends through 10 years of our little high school problems. And I'd like to thank you for that. And Adam, one of my pits smells more than the other, so you're not too left out.
Oh, really?
Really.
I knew I wasn't the only one.
No, you're not the only one. My left one stinks more than the right.
I think I'm that way downstairs as well. I think my left testicle smells more than my right.
Oh, yeah, well, my right hangs lower than the left, but neither one of them stink. So I had a question for Rhonda.
It's esoteric that we have to get into.
I love that transition.
Rhonda, do you ever, seriously, be honest, does one of your pits smell more than the other on occasion?
It depends on if I'm doing more activity on that side.
Right.
And I do check for those things.
Oh, sure, you're a perfectionist.
Yeah, right.
Let's say you've been grooming. Let's say you've been grooming a horse an entire day out in the sun, just using the brush on your right hand. Then it stands to reason your right pit is going to smell more. But does it ever happen for no reason?
No.
Does it ever just surprise you?
I'm really into like lots of deodorant.
You're really clean, huh?
Yeah, I'm just a cleaner freak.
Oh, really?
A cleanaholic.
Okay. All right.
I really am.
I'm
concerned about the soles of my shoes lately.
We'd balance each other out quite nicely.
Really?
Because you shower twice a day, I shower twice a week. Together.
Gosh, no, I bathe. I know that's probably not healthy because it's not good to bathe because you're
really
bathing in your dirt.
Yeah,
it just feels so good.
Really, you soak.
And you can really soak the pits.
And you dump a lot of crap in the tub?
No, I don't do that.
Oh, you don't?
I look like I'm a person,
most women, it's anything but water in the tub.
I like soap. All the things they tell you not to use, I use.
Oh, okay.
Because it really feels, I feel clean.
All right, Mike.
Yep.
What's your question for Rhonda?
Sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. Probably wanted to know if my left pit was worse than the right.
No. It's a nice question.
Oh, thank
Before I go to bed, would you do me one favor?
I'm scared.
Do the up all night thing one time with full effort. Please.
Okay, Mike. I'd like to keep you up all night, but you better go to sleep because you probably have to get up and go to work.
Mike.
What?
Have you ever pleasured yourself to Rhonda's image?
Come on, for the past 7 years of my life.
All right, that's what I want to hear.
I love that.
That's what the sponsors like. Now you're moving product. Noah, and it's quite ironic that a cable station that calls himself USA, the home of free expression, does not will not show boob at 4:30 in the morning on a Saturday night when only drunk fraternity guys are watching with their pants down.
This frustration's been building for you for quite some time, hasn't it?
I have many times before I met the lovely Rhonda commented on this, and I just can't figure it out. You have a beautiful woman, scantily clad, who's hosting, or at least that's the way it was when I used to watch in the old days. You have a movie about teenage girls mincing about in bikinis, and yet they will put a blur right over the boob shot.
Right. It's a terrible thing. But yet it kept you watching, didn't it?
Yeah. I'd even watch like the RV commercial that was hour long after the show just to sort of keep it going. Noah.
Yeah.
Yes, you're 17. Okay.
I got this problem. My best friend, about 7 years, he thinks I'm trying to move in on his girlfriend. And his girlfriend's telling him all kinds of stories, like I'm stalking her and stuff like that. And, I'm just worried about the friendship here.
We're all, hold on, me first. Please. We really don't care at this hour. And no, I got to be honest with you. I looked at Drew. Drew looked at Rhonda. I looked at Engineer Mike, and we all just went...
I was smelling my pit at the time.
We're worried about our pits. Rhonda's got bigger fish to fry emotionally than some 17-year-olds having some difficulty with his butt.
If your friend cannot accept the truth, that's his problem.
Well, no, because he's just listening to her side of the story.
Whatever, that's his deal. You have to stand by what you know to be the truth. And if he can't accept that, if he'd rather...
Well, why would or is she manufacturing this stuff anyway, Noah?
Drama.
She's saying I called her up. I was working last night. She said I called her up last night and said my name was Jeff, and then I'm like...
She doesn't feel secure enough in the relationship and needs to lead him to believe somebody's pursuing her and create a little chaos, and God knows what else. Other kind of chaos will be drummed up, but it will be.
Yeah, she's like telling him that I was like...
He will learn, Noah. Just stay away. Stay out of it. Let him figure out what's going on here. Stay with what you know to be the truth, and he'll come around. Okay?
And listen, do the old quiet dignity thing. When you protest too much, when you're always up on the mountaintop shouting about your innocence, it makes people nervous. You look the guy in the eye, you say, listen, I don't want to say anything about your girlfriend, but I have no idea what she's talking about, and that's that. Do not get involved with what she is trying to do. She is trying to start drama. Do not jump in like a matador and get in the ring with her. Just give your comment and go about your way. The truth will prevail.
I began to float up and away from my body.
Lady, you better get back here. If you're not here when LoveLine returns, they're gonna be pissed.
Float. Float. Float.
WEBN. We're not keeping you up, are we?
I'm pitching a tent.
Oh, that's good. It's LoveLine.
WEBN.
All right, this is LoveLine. Rhonda Shear, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You may find Rhonda on Up All Night on the USA Network.
I have to do that. They'll be upset. Yes, every Friday night at 11 o'clock.
And that is an ongoing thing. You all also may see her in a town near you doing her stand-up, and you can certainly pick up her CD.
Yes, your bedtime buddy.
It is Rhonda... You're not singing, you're doing stand-up
yes,
on this.
I'm doing. Trust me, they would not want to hear me sing. They may not want to hear me do stand-up, but the pictures are good.
I heard the first 20 minutes of it, and it was strong. So I give it my LoveLine endorsement.
Oh, that's so
right.
sweet.
No NEA
okay,
funding
you are the
here.
genius. I take it back.
Thank you.
He doesn't do
very
that.
much.
He doesn't do it unless he means it.
What?
That's
you don't
so
endorse
nice.
things unless you mean.
Oh.
Well, with Rhonda, though, you know.
Is he getting a little sappy with girls?
Well, yeah. Listen, if I'm going to endorse something falsely, I'll do it for a beautiful.